The stories presented in this video are real, but we have changed the characters' names and altered images to protect their identities. The creator of this video is not an investigative officer. These narratives have been sourced from various internet platforms. Our intent is not to accuse or target anyone in particular. Thank you for understanding.
Welcome to True Crime Stories Hub. Today we're diving into another shocking and heartbreaking cheating story case. Born on May 13, 1982, Eric Richens' life would leave a lasting impact on those around him. Known for his passion for athletics as a child, Eric's story takes a dark turn when we explore the tragic cheating story at the heart of this case. In this true crime documentary, we'll unravel the shocking details of wife betrayal stories and the betrayal that shattered lives. Stay tuned for an in-depth look at this unsettling tale. He demonstrated his talent and enjoyment of being active by participating extensively in baseball, basketball, and soccer. He loved being in the great outdoors, and hunting was his favorite activity. Trophy animals from over the globe adorned Eric's wall, and he was a great marksman with an excellent eye. Eric was well known for having a lively personality and for constantly making people laugh and smile wherever he went. He truly had the power to amuse and cheer people up. Eric was the life of the party, whether it was by telling stories, cracking practical jokes, or simply making everyone laugh. Eric lived in Utah and had every kind of motorized toy imaginable. He loved exploring the outdoors and feeling the rush of adventure, whether it was on trucks, four-wheelers, or snowmobiles. Though he loved to have fun, Eric was quite serious about his faith. He belonged to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and was a devout member. Eric went on a mission trip to Mexico City with his family's help, where he served for 2 years and became fluent in Spanish. Eric attended the University of Utah to further his education after high school. He minored in Spanish and graduated with a bachelor's degree in international studies. Kouri Richens worked at Home Depot in 2009, and Eric met her there. Over time, Eric, who worked in construction and frequented the store, became friendly with Kouri. Despite his attraction to her beauty and charm, he was too shy to confront her. Rather doing that, Eric asked a buddy to collect her contact details for him. While shopping at Home Depot one day, Eric's friend went up to Kouri and politely asked for her phone number, stating that he was interested in learning more about her. Eric was grateful for his friend's help and eagerly anticipated the result. Eric had to decide what to do next. He plucked up the nerve to phone Kouri and set up their first in-person meeting. He had no idea that this encounter would alter the trajectory of his life forever. Eric and Kouri clicked right away when they first met. Unquestionably, they clicked, and their first date turned out to be the start of a lovely romance. Their relationship became even closer as they introduced each other to their families. While Eric's family was equally charmed by Kouri's character and compatibility with him, Kouri's mother and brothers accepted him right away. At first protective of him, Eric's sisters, Amy and Katie, soon became friendly and accepted Kouri into their family. Eric and Kouri formally married each other in a private ceremony in 2013. Kouri gave birth to Carter, the couple's first child, following their wedding. With the addition of Ashton and Weston, their family grew and their ideal small family was complete. Eric was a natural father, and his boys looked up to him. Everything his sons accomplished made Eric pleased. Eric was there to support them and celebrate their successes, whether they were in the classroom, on the field, or in their artistic pursuits. In the end, Eric launched a successful stone masonry company. Clients attracted to him for his skill in producing gorgeous stonework because of his unmatched artistry and attention to detail. Eric and his family enjoyed financial stability as a result of the business's success. Kouri earned money from her job in real estate. She was a great addition to their expanding family because of her entrepreneurial zeal and familiarity with the local market. She'd buy houses, turn them around, and sell them for a profit. The Richens were a wealthy family. Their way of life exemplified achievement. The Richens family seemed to have it all on the surface. But on March 4, 2002, Kouri contacted 911 to report that her husband Eric was not responding, shattering this facade of perfection. The paramedics discovered that Eric was already dead when they got to the scene. Devastated by the news, Kouri called her mother, Lisa, who hurried to be with her right away. Ronnie and DJ, her brothers, were also present and joined in their shock and sorrow. They were all shocked to learn that Eric was no longer there. According to Kouri, the evening began quietly. She made Eric a drink before bed to commemorate the acquisition of a mansion as part of her real estate business. It was vodka and ginger beer, a Moscow Mule. According to Kouri, she lay down with her 9-year-old son in his room after going to bed at around 9 p.m. That night, Kouri chose to spend the night with the youngster because he experienced nightmares. But about 3 in the morning, Kouri went back to her and Eric's bedroom. She could feel Eric's coldness when she touched him. When he didn't respond to her attempts to wake him, she felt something wasn't right. Kouri remembered the dispatcher telling her to do cardiopulmonary resuscitation on Eric as she waited for the paramedics to come. According to Kouri, she did as she was told. Since there was no concrete evidence of what killed Eric, the paramedics surmised that it might have been an aneurysm. After all, Eric was a 39-year-old man who appeared to be in good health and had no known illnesses. Further inquiry revealed that Eric had complained of chest symptoms to his wife, Kouri, the night before he passed away. Suspicions of an aneurysm were further heightened by Kouri's statement development. Everybody involved in the case was shocked by Eric's autopsy results. A deadly amount of fentanyl was found to be the cause of his death. One potent painkiller that can be exceedingly harmful and even lethal in excess is fentanyl. One important question remained for the investigators. What had caused this drug to enter Eric's body? Kouri and her family were quick to blame Eric's recreational drug use for the presence of fentanyl in his system from the time of his death. At the conclusion of the day, Eric would take a THC gummy every night to help him relax, according to Kouri. His favorite way to relax was with THC, the euphoric component of cannabis. But Kouri, her mother, and her brothers were worried about where these gummies came from. They thought Eric would buy them from the street rather than usually obtaining them from reliable vendors. This idea particularly disturbed Eric's mother-in-law, Lisa. She pondered whether Eric, who had a history of using drugs recreationally, had also bought painkillers on the black market, unwittingly endangering himself. Eric's family, however, vehemently refuted these claims. They pushed investigators to look into other possibilities because they thought something else was going on. Although Kouri tried her hardest to move on with her life, her brother Ronnie claims that she encountered several difficulties. Their father's and husband's disappearance created a vacuum in their life, and their 3 kids reacted angrily to the uncertainties surrounding his death. To help her deal with her loss and console her kids, Kouri decided to use her feelings as a vent for her creativity. Are You With Me? Is a children's book that she self-published on Amazon. The goal of the book was to assist kids in comprehending and adjusting to the loss of a loved one. A small boy who misses his father who passed away is the subject of Kouri's book. Through stories and paintings, Kouri portrayed Eric as an angel who is ever present and keeps watch over his son. Kouri's mother, Lisa, said she was pleased with the book and that it provided some comfort to her daughter and grandchildren. It enabled them to communicate their feelings. Detectives started looking into Eric's death while Kouri struggled to start over. They concluded that foul play was engaged after conducting an investigation. On May 8, 2023, Kouri was arrested and accused with her husband's murder, just weeks after she appeared on local Utah news stations to promote her book and talk about her experience with bereavement. As everyone in the neighborhood attempted to comprehend the awful turn of events, the charges against Kouri sent shockwaves through the community. An unthinkable tale of tragedy and treachery replaced the once hopeful tale of a heartbroken wife and her attempt to help children deal with bereavement. Court documents state that Kouri administered a poison in order to commit homicide. Eric's family spokesman is sure that they believe Kouri purposefully injected a deadly amount of fentanyl into the Moscow mules she prepared for him the night he passed away. But according to Kouri's lawyer, there was no fentanyl in the glassware at their house. Kouri has said she had no reason to hurt Eric and has denied any role in his death. When Kouri's mother Lisa learned that her daughter was suspected of being involved in his killing, she voiced astonishment and disbelief. Investigators were reassured by her that the pair was happy and that Kouri had no motive to kill him. But as the investigation progressed, investigators found that Kouri and Eric's relationship was not as perfect as they had presented it to the public. Kouri, a stay-at-home mother for many years, yearned to be independent, and the couple had disagreements. And Eric's regular hunting expeditions were starting to get on Kouri's nerves. Lisa claimed that Eric and Kouri had told her about their affair, which was evidence of infidelity in the marriage. Although Eric's family disputes that he ever cheated on her, he and Kouri made the decision to seek counseling in an effort to resolve their issues. Eric's desire to make the marriage work and his sincere love for his sons were the main reasons they decided to attend marriage counseling. Eric had started thinking about the ramifications of a possible divorce, despite his attempts to keep the marriage intact. He therefore took action to safeguard his resources. Without disclosing his plans, he quietly established a secret trust with his sister, Katie. The fact that Eric had 6 life insurance policies for a total of $3 million was one of the most important pieces of evidence found during the investigation. Kouri had also falsified Eric's signature on another $100,000 policy 2 months prior to his passing. Furthermore, it was found that Kouri had allegedly embezzled money from Eric's firm and stolen money from his personal accounts over a number of years. Contrary to what she had said, Kouri's house flipping business was struggling, according to a family spokesman for Eric. The debt was actually in the millions. According to the spokeswoman, Kouri had an urgent need for money. They said that Kouri had forfeited any claim to the business assets in a premarital agreement, but that she would still be entitled to them if Eric passed away before her during their marriage. These claims were refuted by Kouri's lawyer, who claimed that her company had no debt. They clarified that the flipping home company was based on taking out loans for lines of credit, and that the debt would be paid back when the properties were sold. Kouri's lawyer stressed that the spokesperson's high figure was only a reflection of business dealings. According to Kouri's mother Lisa, Eric had helped Kouri with her business endeavors, especially when it came to buying the mansion they were celebrating the night he passed away. The mansion was situated on a 10-acre property in Heber Valley, near Deer Creek Reservoir and several of the region's largest ski resorts. Numerous leisure opportunities were available at this ideal location. When Kouri found the mansion, it had been abandoned since it had been constructed in 2017. She made a significant bid on the mansion by combining the funds of many investors to finance the purchase. She intended to develop it and turn it into a popular destination for relaxation. Eventually, Kouri wanted to turn a profit on the finished property. An accountant who met with Kouri and Eric estimated that a $12 million profit might be made from the sale of the property. Given that Kouri had originally paid $3 million for the property, this sum marked a substantial turnaround. According to reports, Eric supported the purchase. Eric's family, however, remembered things differently. They argued that Eric had actually argued with his wife about the mansion and was opposed to her purchasing it. Eric's family spokesperson thinks Kouri gave him a fentanyl-laced cocktail the night he passed away. They also said that this was not the first time Kouri had tried to murder Eric. Eric's family claims that when Kouri gave him a drink in 2019, while they were in Greece with their pals, Eric fell seriously unwell. Kouri's brother, Ronnie, refuted these claims, claiming that his sister did not attempt to kill Eric. Ronnie clarified that Eric was on antibiotics at the time of the trip and had been advised not to drink alcohol. But instead of the virgin that Eric had asked for, the bartender unintentionally made a cocktail with liquor. According to Eric's family, Kouri attempted to kill him a second time on Valentine's Day in 2022, only 1 month before he passed away. On this particular day, Kouri handed Eric a sandwich, and after he took a piece, he started to get hives and struggled to breathe. Her behavior after Eric's death was also questioned by her family, according to Eric's relatives. According to the court filings, Kouri struck his sister Amy in the face and neck 2 days after Eric's passing when she attempted to access a safe that had $125,000 to $165,000 in cash. But Kouri said she was trying to get vital documents out of the safe and was defending herself. Kouri was charged with assault a month after the event. In the end, she entered a no-contest plea to the accusations. Kouri showed up for a bail hearing in June 2023. Kouri and her lawyer sat chained side by side during the 4-hour session, trying to persuade the judge to grant her bail. In order to prove that Kouri had poisoned her husband, the prosecution presented 3 witnesses and supporting documentation. When the state brought a cell phone specialist to testify, the expert was questioned about Google searches that were discovered on Kouri's phone. These searches included questions like, can the FBI uncover deleted communications? Can deleted text messages be recovered from an iPhone? What is a fatal dose of fentanyl? But according to Kouri's lawyer, the searches were carried out after Eric passed away because Kouri needed information because she was being suspected of killing her husband. The main detective in the case was also approached by prosecutors, who asked him about any possible sources Kouri might have used to get the drugs used to kill Eric. The detective said that a lady named Carmen Lauber told detectives about a meeting that happened in early 2022 and claimed to be a cleaner for Kouri's home and business. Carmen was asked by Kouri to get fentanyl for a back-injured investor during the call. Carmen, who was on probation for drug distribution charges at the time of the detective's interview and had a criminal history involving drugs, consented to the request. She claimed that on February 11, 2022, she met with Kouri to swap the 15 to 30 fentanyl pills she had bought for cash. According to court filings, Kouri allegedly tried to poison Eric with a sandwich during this exchange, which took place about 3 days before to Valentine's Day. Carmen told the investigator throughout the investigation that Kouri had been in touch with her once again and expressed a desire for stronger drugs. This time, Carmen revealed that Kouri used a check to pay for the medications. She said that Kouri sent Carmen a $1,300 check a week after Eric passed away. Kouri's lawyer, however, denied these claims and questioned whether the sum could be interpreted as payment for cleaning services. The investigator acknowledged that such a situation was possible. Kouri's lawyer also made an effort to discredit Carmen by pointing out that she was a convicted criminal on probation for 4 first-degree offenses. Carmen's criminal record, according to the lawyer, rendered her an untrustworthy witness. They alleged that the investigator had threatened to put Carmen in jail for a significant period of time if she did not cooperate with the investigation, which may have put pressure on her to confess to selling the drugs. Kouri's lawyer asked whether there was any tangible proof that Carmen had really bought the medicines. The detective revealed that no text exchanges in which Kouri specifically requested drugs from Carmen were discovered. Additionally, none of the witnesses could confirm that they saw Carmen and Kouri trade drugs. Eric's sister spoke to the judge during the bail hearing, expressing her worries over her brother's passing. The terrible events that led to Eric's death had caused the family much distress, she said, and they did not want Kouri to put them through more suffering by being freed on bail. The judge granted Eric's sister's request to keep Kouri in custody. However, Kouri's family was upset that she would not be released on bond and would instead be held in custody while she awaited trial. They maintained that Kouri's physical and emotional health had suffered as a result of her incarceration. Kouri had a medical emergency in 2023 while taking medication that the jail administration had given. After having a seizure, she was taken from the jail grounds to the hospital. According to Kouri, she suffered negative side effects because jail personnel gave her the incorrect prescription. Thankfully, after receiving hospital treatment, she recovered from this incident. However, jail officials found a handwritten note in Kouri's cell that was never forwarded to anyone while she was away at the hospital. The state portrayed the letter as a note from Kouri to her mother and placed it in court records. This document, according to the prosecution, offered more evidence of Kouri's goals and driving forces. To limit Kouri's contact with her mother and brothers, prosecutors petitioned the court for a no-contact order in November 2023. The letter discovered in Kouri's cell, which the prosecutors claimed was proof of witness tampering, was the main reason for the request. According to the prosecution, Kouri gave her mother detailed directions on how her brother Ronnie should appear in court in the letter. According to reports, Kouri wanted Ronnie to prove that Eric got narcotics in Mexico while on vacation. According to the letter, Kouri thought Ronnie ought to testify that Eric had acknowledged bringing fentanyl and painkillers from Mexico. Kouri also gave Ronnie instructions to get text messages from Eric about his drug use. Kouri stressed the significance of establishing a link between Eric's purported drug use and his actions in Mexico. Kouri vehemently claimed that the letter was tampered with by witnesses. Kouri said that the letter was really a work of fiction. She claimed to have written it as a work of fantasy. Because the state was unable to provide evidence of witness tampering, the judge rejected the petition for no contact. Now that their 3 sons are living with one of Eric's cousins, Kouri and Eric's family is vying for custody of them. Nonetheless, the boys regularly communicate with their mother, Kouri, from prison via video conversations twice a week. Although they are not allowed to have private visits with the kids, Kouri's family does attend all of the kids' sporting activities and practices because they are all held in public spaces. Kouri faces a 25-year-to-life sentence if found guilty of killing her husband Eric by posting him with fentanyl in his drink. In addition, Kouri is the target of other litigation lawsuits pertaining to Eric's estate. Since whoever gets custody of the kids will have control over Eric's finances, Eric's family feels that Kouri's family doesn't truly care about the boys, and vice versa. It is anticipated that Kouri's trial will start in 2025.